Hey guys, it's Ashley, a scrapping nerd here. I have a pocket page and a layout for you today. If you want to see just the layout, it's towards the end. I just show you the pocket page first. So these are some Sightings dies that I used. That first one, the broadleaf, I actually ended up not using, but I did use these two smaller leaf ones. And then here's my pictures, and this is the pocket page. This paper is Mintay papers, the Woodland collection. I really liked this, and that deer is because those pictures we saw some deer when we were hiking. I ended up not using that white wood grain. These are some wood grains from my stash that actually change out, and then this green paper from my stash too. And I'll cut like the border to use on another layout for that one, but I use the green to back my photos. So here's my pocket pages, and this part of the video is going to be kind of choppy because I move stuff around a lot, but you can see I am working on the bottom left pocket there, and I had two of those Mintay papers, so I cut out the deer from the second one, and that's what I put there, and I'm actually going to put him up on foam. And then these are those leaves that I cut using the Sightings dies. So then I'm going to work on this one, and then this white, I don't know if it's like a Project Life little card or something, but it's like a lined paper, and I'm actually going to use that to journal on. And so and like I said, I backed all of these photos here with that green paper, and then added some leaves there. And this pocket page is just because it's all the pictures of the deer, and so I didn't want to do a bunch of 12 by 12 layouts of the deer, but it was cute. It had a little baby deer and a mama deer, and it was a lot of fun. So see, I fidget with these a lot. I end up inking all the leaves and all of the green photo mats with the Distress Oxide Forest Moss color, and then like the deer and then these mushrooms, I use the Distress Ink Vintage Photo. And all these mushrooms, and then you'll see like the butterflies that I use, they came, I believe it's a Tim Holtz pack that I've had for a while. That little blue tag said always take the scenic route. Just continuing to kind of work through these pockets here. This was another, I don't know if they're like Project Life cards or what, and it had a little compass on it. That little sign says Majestic, and I liked the idea of kind of turning that off a little bit, so I had to trim off the access on the edge so it fits in the little pocket better. And then, of course, using that vintage photo there for the piece that I cut. And then again, and this is the upper left, I started because I thought I would use the mushrooms with this travel tag here, but I do change it out for the owl. And again, the owl is cut from the Mintay papers. I fussy cut it out, and I did use that vintage photo on all of those as well. So, and then I added more of those leaf branches over here, and the same colors and everything I'll use on the 12 by 12 for those leaf branches. That kind of helps match it. And then this is the last of the pocket page, and it says wildlife watching, and some more of those leaves there. So here's the pocket page. So, and that wood grain is actually going to match the 12 by 12 also. So I cut out the middle of that Mintay paper, and now I'm going to use that forest moss to ink all the edges of the leaves and stuff from there. And like the deer, I'll use the vintage photo to ink around. But I thought it would be kind of neat to have kind of like a looking through like a hole. I don't know. And I thought I was going to use this green on the back there, but I decided I wanted more of a wood grain. And so I'm going to put foam on the back of all of the Mintay paper so that it kind of raises off that wood grain. And it's just some adhesive foam paper from Michael's. It just gives a little bit of depth. And so this is that wood grain, and I'm actually going to change it out because I noticed that the deer kind of blends in. And so I have this paper from my stash, and that flower down in the left corner fits right behind the deer, so it kind of makes the deer stand out a little bit better. So I liked that better. And then I used the same wood grain for the pocket pages. So this is just a picture of us on that hike where we saw the deer. And I'm gonna start trying to figure out how I want all the leaves kind of around inside the hole. And then I with the leftovers of the green, I'm gonna do a photo mat, but I kind of have to Frankenstein the pieces together, and you won't even see it once it's in the layout and I have all the leaves all over the photos. Like, you don't even notice that it's Frankenstein together. And I'm going to use the washi tape just to kind of hold the pieces together on there so that when I trim them, they don't come off. And I'll also use that forest moss to distress the edges. So, and because it's such a thin photo mat too, that helps where you don't even notice that it's Frankenstein together. And all the light green leaves I cut, and then I sprayed them with a glimmer mist, a green glimmer mist that I have. And I'll actually end up putting that on the back, I think here coming up. I just thought that the wood grain needed a little bit more behind there. So I have this little cardboard box that I put stuff in when I attempt mixed media. And so here I'm just putting some of those green glimmer mist drops on. It just kind of adds a little shimmer. And like I said, the lighter green leaves have that shimmer to them. So I'm going to put everything back and start to put all these leaves. The lighter green leaves were actually, I cut them from the piece that I cut out of the middle of the Mintay papers. The lighter green was on the back side. So I'm going to glue down the Mintay paper to my wood grain around the edges and leave room so I can tuck and weave all of these leaves in there. I didn't zoom in on my camera so you can see how messy my table gets when I'm scrapbooking. I just make a huge mess. I'm not an organized crafter during the crafting time. There's just stuff everywhere always. But so yeah, I'm just gonna stick all these leaves in there. And some of them I stuck underneath, but then glued some leaves to the top part so that it kind of just helps add dimension. I put a bunch more behind the deer just to help separate that. And I thought I was going to use this fall title because it was during the fall when we went. So it sits there for a while, but I actually changed that out. And then these are some butterflies that came from that Tim Holtz ephemera with the mushrooms. So I thought those would look nice. And then I found this gold lettering that says love. And so I decided that's the perfect title to go in there, and it adds a little bit of shininess to the layout. So I'm putting these butterflies all around and only gluing down the middle part of them. So, and then there's that layout. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you to all the people that have subscribed to my channel. I appreciate it so much. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and the photos are coming up. Thanks, guys. Bye.